What's up? Happy Veterans Day, everybody. It is Monday, November 11th, 11/11. So tonight at 11/11, make sure you make a wish. It'll be a very special one tonight. My name is Bronson. This is my lovely lady, Connor Rain. Yo, what's up? Hey, I was just hanging out with you not too long ago. What's up with you, man? I really enjoyed talking to you. You were such a real person. That's the person from Chile.
Oh,
Yeah, all those
hi.
wonderful dishes you were telling us about. That pumpkin one, that sounded good. The peach one, that sounded really good too. We were both fans of empanadas, so that was great. Man, yeah. Oh, you was waiting here. Hey, I appreciate you. You're so awesome. That's so great, man. We really appreciate that. Oh, and thank you so much for the follow. You are a goat. I do appreciate you. You are so awesome. Yeah, no. If you can get your hands on some Thai food, I'm telling you. Oh my God, it's so good. It's so good, especially if you like the spicy stuff. Yeah, I clicked and checked it and said around this time, so I was like, bet. Yes, thank you so much. We're actually running late because my capture card is insubordinate and doesn't like to do what it's supposed to do. So I had to shut down the computer like 2 or 3 times just to get this thing to function. It's so frustrating. On a college student budget. Oh yeah, save that money. Save that cash for sure. Because yeah, I'm sure you do understand. It's so frustrating. One of these days I will upgrade, but the thing is, we're so focused right now. This is my wife Connor, and she is due to have a baby like in 5 minutes, but the baby is just not coming yet. So I imagine all of our funds will be kind of pushed over to that baby pretty soon. She says, hello, Mrs. Wife. I used to stream on PlayStation 4, now on PC. That's what we're going to be going to very soon. Very, very soon. I imagine before the first of the year comes, I'll be hooking up a PC to where we can actually have some things running correctly. Currently, I'm actually on a laptop, and so that has its own little, some issues there. It just, the battery life doesn't keep up. Right now, my CPU is running at like 7%, so it's kind of iffy. We literally live on a prayer every single time we stream, trying to get this stuff going. You have a gaming laptop, and I'm sure it does have its own issues. This one can do it. The thing is, it's like 5 or 6 years old. We've had it for a long time. Connor used it when she had her office job, and so it's had some miles put on it. So, oh, you didn't?
No.
Oh, I thought you did.
No, we got this from my dance company.
Oh.
This is my dance company's property, and you've wore it out.
What can I say?
I got it to teach dance lessons during COVID.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah.
That's right.
You
Yes,
contributed
that's right.
nothing, and then took it and had it on for 18 hours a day.
And now we're
every day.
using it to spread the gospel through video games. So, what do you say about that?
I say it was bought with funds allocated from both my personal money and my dance company's money.
All right.
But it's fine.
So I say awesome.
You're
Yes.
not gonna
That's what I'm talking about.
replace it.
That's so funny. Well, yeah, I mean, we probably won't replace it because she'll be a stay-at-home mom once the baby does get here. And so this laptop will probably use for strictly just editing, social media, Discord, things of that nature. But the actual gaming computer that I plan on finished building in a couple of months will go to actually streaming and whatnot, something that can handle a little bit more load. Because we'll probably end up switching over to Steam eventually. I imagine when Nintendo drops their next console, I'll switch back because I'm a big Nintendo fan. So, we'll go around all over the place, but at least it'll have actual USB ports that are up to date, like 3.0s that can handle capture cards and all that nerdy stuff that everybody really doesn't want to talk about because you probably already talk about it enough because you do it for a living, so completely understand. It's all for a good cause. Exactly. All the miles we put on this laptop is all for a good cause. So tonight, man, we're going to be hopping over into this game called 8th Millennium. I hope that
We're almost done.
yeah, we are
We
almost
did
done.
all 4 dungeons.
We are almost done, which is so exciting, man. So really, I'm currently playing the new Pokemon on my phone. Oh, the trading card game? Is it good? I remember seeing it come out, I think it was earlier this year when they had dropped it for I think it was the Pokemon Presents where that came out. I have yet to try it. Let's see, let me get this full screened up here real quick. So I'm so obsessed. Really? It's that good, huh? I might just have to give it a shot and see. The original trading card game that came out for, I think it was the Game Boy Color or the Game Boy Advanced, I can't remember, has got a little special place of nostalgia in my heart from when we used to play it as kiddos. And it is so good. when I was growing up, so like we were. Oh, hey Forrest, what's up with you, man? I saw that and I heard it was good. Yeah, I think they've got a really nice game loop, if I'm not mistaken, with the way that they give you like 8 free draws a day, little card packs a day. And so if there's anyone that's good at keeping their fans around, hooked on their game loop, it is Pokemon, bro. It's I think it's like the #1 grossing franchise in the entire world. So they're good at what they do, keeping their fans hooked into their gameplay. So we're going to be finishing up this game tonight. This is called the 8th Millennium War Against the Pagan Gods. This comes from a indie Christian game developing studio called Ignatius Studios. And we are almost done with it. It has been a joy. It is a Zelda-like. And they really did a great job. A really good job. If we finish it, we will be hopping onto another Christian game that comes from the same company. And it is a game about a martyr named Theodore, I suppose. Now, I am no Catholic, so my knowledge on some of the martyrs is not the best in the world. But I am up to date with quite a few of them. But Theodore is not one I'm familiar with, so we'll all be learning his story together as we journey through his time. And I'm not too sure what time period that actually is. So, anyway. Let's see. Oh, that's cool. Very Zelda-like. Especially, yeah, I know, right? Especially the grunts. Now, we've had an issue with this game over the past couple weeks that the volume was too loud. Are you guys able to hear us pretty good? Let's see. We're big Zelda fans in this house, man. And we're recently converted. I tried Breath of the Wild, and I was like, oh, this is phenomenal. And then I wanted to try all the other Zelda games. And we I think in the year of 2023, I'm pretty sure we played and beat like 4 of them. Between Ocarina of Time, quite of the older ones that came up for the Game Boy. Minish Cap was a fantastic Zelda game. I'm just trying to find my way to this final dungeon, bro. That's all we've got to do now is the final dungeon. And I found it last week, but Forrest and Tessa were ready to hop on stream with us. On Fridays we do a group stream with them, and so we had to hop off. Sounds good. Everything is balanced. Beautiful. That's what we're looking for in the world. Now, in the meantime, we will be reacting and responding to a Christian Reddit thread tonight. We did it last week, and we had a fantastic conversation where Connor and I ended up in a nice little educated debate. And I would like to do that again because that was so much fun. We talked about the differences between clean and unclean, saved and unsaved, and
yeah, I didn't get anything ready, so that's why I'm looking.
Yeah,
down.
Just take your time, babe, because I'm looking too. Because I found this dungeon last week, and I don't
You
know
lost
how to.
it.
Yeah, I lost it, man. It's gone.
What? I thought you finished the dungeons.
No. This is the last one where we have beaten the 4 pagan gods, and now we are off to fight the dragon himself. And I believe the way I got there was going far east, going up very, very high, or excuse me, far west, going up very, very high, and then traveling to the northeastern section of the map. That's what I think I did. But you are asking me to remember things I did on Friday, and that's a lot. Alright, let's see. Here we go. Forrest, thank you for being there and restream, my friend. I saw you dropping links. You the man, you the man. Alright, this looks very familiar. I think this is how we did it last time. Was going through this little field area and then traveling far to the right. Maybe I am so wrong. Let's see. No, I think I'm right. Here we go. Here we go. Our last short. Kicking off our Bible riddles. Oh, yeah. What a flop that was. And it's not even our fault. YouTube didn't even give it a chance. It was so frustrating. Alright, here we go. I found it. We're good to go. We're about to go fight the dragon. Slay the demon that's been holding down our town. This long pathway here. I'm gonna be sad when we finish up this game. I'm really looking forward to trying out this Christian Quest game. This is a prequel to this one. I'm so looking forward to that. Can't come fast enough. Although, Ignatius Studios, take your time. Take your time to cook.
Unmarked detected.
Unmarked detected. Can you imagine being like a Christian and running down to the grocery store and you hear a giant auditory system yelling out unmarked detected?
Unmarked detected.
I don't know if I'd feel like a superhero worthy of recognition, or if I would be ready to run, hop in the car and go home, pick up the wife and kid and peel as fast as possible. Okay. Alright. That obviously is going to take us forward, but I want to know what's down here before I go. We don't want to miss any opportunities for treasure chests. That's it. That's the end of the road, no pun intended. Let's move around. We have so much original Christian content. I know, we sure do, man. We sure do. I have been on Safe Streamers Discord today like nobody's business, and yesterday too. That's how I met our friend up there, DJ Para. DJ Para. I think I'm saying that right. She lives in Chile, and she has got an awesome attitude towards life. Very funny person. And I met a couple other people today, and got involved in a few Discords, and got to meet some other Christian streamers, and it was really exciting, man. I really enjoyed it. What's going on here, guys? Hold on, let's move our camera so we can interact with NPCs. Oh, he didn't have much to say. I thought life was supposed to be great. Hey, yo, you're saying it right. Name's Kathy, if that's easier. I guess it is, but I don't get to do my DJ call. DJ Kathy. It just doesn't sound the same, does it? I can't talk to any of these people, bro. Talk to me, mate. I don't know what happened, but...
Looks like someone disabled the generators powering the gate. Now anyone can walk right in.
Deal.
If you don't believe me, just walk up to it and see for yourself.
Oh, I sure will, my friend. What's going on?
I was once a head acolyte myself. Those were the days. Everyone would look at me with such envy. Once my condition progressed and the boils emerged, I was thrown out. Their time will come too. Just you wait and see. The dragon will take me back.
I don't know if you want him to, sweetheart. As soon as you got boils, he kicked you out of the city. Doesn't sound like a great leader to me. Yeah, this sounds like a horrible place to live. Cutscene, here we go. Oh, you used to be a Safe Streamers mod. I helped them build... Oh, really? Good for you. I backed down because I started university. Wow, that's really impressive, man. Wow. How long has Safe Streamers been a thing? Because we joined like 2 weeks ago.
Come back here.
We haven't even been like shouted out yet on Twitter or even accepted into the community or anything like that.
A murderer has misled so many people. Even if they take my life in the process, it will end this demon's reign. But a moment too soon.
I love Nikolai's little self-dialogue he gets. Now, oh my goodness, I didn't realize those were turrets. Now, how far along are you in university? Please don't hurt me. Am I dead? No way! Those turrets do so much work. Why? Oh yes, the latest Christian Uwu Fufu. Yeah, man. Made by the man you're watching. Yeah, dude. I think Uwu Fufus are so much fun. It was RDC World who I saw do the first Uwu Fufu in my life, and I was like, okay, that looks like so much fun. I'm just gonna hop over these bullets.
I'm not doing it.
Who's not doing a very good job?
Not hopping over them.
Hey, I thought that was pretty clean, man. I felt like John
You
Wick.
got shot.
I'll be back. I'm gonna go do some recording. Okay, we'll have fun. Record it up. Maury Luke. Hello, Luke. Thanks for joining in with us today. So I'm not really that impressive. God just had me on the right spot at the right time. Ain't that the truth, man? Funny how that works sometimes. I think that's really cool though. 'Cause when I got the idea to start a Christian gaming channel, I was like, surely there's not a single other human being on the planet that had even considered to do such a thing. I'm such an original thinker. And when I got online and started to see just how many people there were, I was like, oh my goodness. And I didn't check at first. We just kind of started streaming
Unmarked detected.
and had no idea what we were doing. Didn't know anything about an algorithm, didn't know much about... I'd never even owned or opened up a Discord before, didn't even know what that was. And over time, we just kind of made it all happen. And now we're starting to grow a little bit. We're getting involved in the communities. This is horrible, man. I'm really not a fan of these turrets up here. Let's see if we can. You just gotta take care of these guys. Not too much. There are many, but the thing is, it's not a popular type of gaming in mainstream. Yeah, you're so right. So I started like 2 years ago-ish, and I can't really remember. I've been in university since last year. I finished my 2nd year of uni. Wow, good for you. You're killing it out there, man. Now, what are you going to school for in particular? I don't know much about that stuff. I never went to school. I mean, like I went like high school and stuff, but that's about it. Yeah, I really wish there was more, man. Is that I really enjoy supporting Christian stuff because I'm kind of like a weirdo in regards to like where I spend my money. I really like to support like-minded things and small businesses. You heard my wife saying earlier she's a dance instructor, and she's been teaching dance for a long time. I've been teaching martial arts for a long time. We both started when we were teenagers, and we've been teaching forever.
Probably been a decade.
Yeah, it's been forever. And so we're real big fans of supporting small businesses, and especially things that are similar beliefs to us.
Over there, there's a treasure chest.
I'm down there. How about that?
That's not the way I thought you would go.
Armor upgrade. That's nice.
Whoa. You're so bouncy.
You like that? Alright, here we go. Okay, boss fight out of nowhere. I'm studying commercial engineering. That's cool. I think Connor's father does something kind of similar to that.
To what?
Commercial engineering?
He's a civil engineer.
Look, dude, I don't know. I don't know nothing.
He
They both
designs,
have the word engineer in it.
Parking lots and stuff.
So, I don't know. Again, didn't go to college, barely passed high school. What do you want from me? I'm just a martial artist playing video games here, guys. I'm just trying to make it all work at the same time. But yeah, I really wish there were more Christian games, man. We're kind of picky about that stuff. Yeah, that's the thing. You don't want to waste your money on a company and people that are actively... Yeah, see, you understand. You get it. And it's kind of tricky because some of those companies you end up having like this childlike nostalgia with that you've loved for so long, and it creates like a what's the word? An imprint, I guess, in your life to where it like a staple. And especially where we are, we're about to have our first child here any minute now. Literally could start on the stream. It's hard to kind of break from some of those traditions because you have these core memories that made you who you are. And for some odd reason, you feel like your child has to have those same core memories. And it's kind of weird, man. But they really don't like us. You know, at the end of the day, like you said it the best way you can say it. They're doing evil. It's not like they're, you know, blissfully ignorant of what they're doing. You know what I'm saying? They're doing a lot of evil things. And it's not every company. But it's enough to where it's like, you know, man, I can't actively be supporting this type of stuff with my dollar. I need to be taking it elsewhere. So. Now I saw Mr. Luke in the chat, but I didn't see anything from him. Oh yeah, there are many, but the thing is, it's not a popular... Oh, that was Luke I was reading. Oh, it was Luke I was reading this whole time. Sorry, you're both showing up as green on my chat, so... That's so funny. That is so funny. Yeah, that is the thing, man. Now, I do really like this studio in particular. This is from Studio Ignatius, and it's 3 brothers that created this game. He's got a sequel coming out pretty soon that's... Oh, it's not really. It's actually like a prequel. Spiritual ancestor, if you will. And I'm really excited to play that. But I feel like the more money we give them, the more support we give them, the more streamers and more eyes that come onto these Christian... Whether it's a game, or I would love to see some Christian anime. I'd love to see some Christian manga come out. I think that'd be so dope. Can you imagine seeing like an animated style of like Joshua and the wars and stuff? That'd be so cool. But the more we love them, the more we give support, and the more money we give, the better job they can do, the more detailed their games and employed that they can do. And I don't know, I think that stuff's important. How's the Christian Reddit going on over there, Connor Rain?
I have a bunch of options for you.
Oh, you do?
Yeah.
Well, let's hear some options, man. Let's react to some Christian Reddits.
Hold on.
Alright, these things are doing the most, bro. I really don't want to go up there because I know that turret's going to be such a pain. If I had a child, I'd definitely check what they're playing. Also, so many kids that are 5 years old have phones, computers, iPads, and they're addicted. I had my first full functioning phone when I entered into high school. Mustard color it is, you know. It helps me a little bit. You do whatever's best for you. So let me read that again. I think I may have misread that. He said, I had my first full functioning phone when I entered into high school. Oh, that was your first phone when you went into high school. I was right around there, actually. I had my first phone at 8th grade. It was right before I went into high school. And it was just kind of getting to the time where I was starting to sort of be out and about and not really be at home as much. I'm not sure if I'm able to kill this thing. Its health bar is indeterminable. That does 0 damage. Left a bomb. Let's see if the bomb does anything. Ah, the bomb does damage. Alright, so we will keep laying bombs and dodge roll until we're... Yes, alright, fantastic. I love those Zelda-style themes to this game, man. It's so nice. See, I was raised in technology. We kind of were, we kind of weren't. So I had a brother that was big into gaming, you know what I'm saying? Like, and another older brother. My mom had 5 kids, and everybody had their fingers in something different, or their hands in something different. And I had one of them that was doing a lot of the gaming stuff long before it was cool. He was going to, you know, tournaments and stuff. When Halo 2 was around, like when MLG, Major League Gaming, was just now starting to take off. Back in the day when we still got Game Informer magazines. And so that kind of bled into my personality a little bit from my older brother. I wouldn't raise my hypothetical future child in technology, though. Well, the thing is, it's not the same, though, is it? You know? What is this thing? Oh, Lord. Does it stop? I imagine I can't touch it. I'm just going to leave a bomb there and see what happens. That did 400 damage, yeah. We're going to continue that strategy and just run away. Yep. Okay. I'm not sure what's happening, but I'm just going to keep... Oh, right. Don't walk there. No. Okay. Yeah, I don't know, man. Connor's got kind of her theories on that.
On what?
On technology with children and the lights and the stuff, and
I mean, it's just not really good for their development up to a certain age. Like, I don't know, I'm not a scientist. I think you should wait to introduce screens for a couple of years. I know a lot of people do no screens before the age of 2.
I think bombs are the best way to go with this, man.
But I don't really like toys with like flashing lights and stuff either. With lights flashing and making noise, and I don't know.
This dude's kind of annoying, bro. I'm not even gonna lie to you. I'm just gonna drop a bunch of bombs this time. Let's see. This is a pretty slow-paced fight, man. I'll just try to read the chat while we're doing this. My bombs keep rolling away. I'm scared to look at the chat while I'm doing this. Alright, I'm just gonna stand in the corner. Let's see. I mean, I'm 21, I grew up with technology too, but it's hard to navigate social media and find people like-minded. So many look at me like I'm crazy for my beliefs. Preach! You were speaking the truth, my friend.
I know what that's like.
Oh, tell me about it. Let's see, I'm 19. I was given a PlayStation 2 when I was 2. Played a lot of shooters with my brother. 4 at the time, and we beat Metal Slug around 4 and 6 years old. We pretty much always had access to any games we wanted, as long as we bought it to our own money. I played GTA, Call of Duty, all that stuff at age 10. You know, this is the same kind of thing I was talking about earlier, because I did that very similar. Now, my mom wasn't allowing Grand Theft Auto in the house, don't get it twisted, but we did have things that we were raised by a mom, right? No dad around. And so I think my mom was intentionally trying to like give us manly things, you know what I'm saying? So that, you know, we would have some type of, I don't know, role models or something like that. Like my mom loved playing like Chuck Norris movies and stuff when we were kids, because he's like this all-American manly man who cleans up litter and helps out homeless people, right? And so there was always some type of thing like that going on in the house. And so she was cool with that. I think my issue isn't so much the shooters and stuff. I don't know. It gets so tricky. It's so easy to just say these things, but then when you have your own kid and it starts becoming something you constantly meditate upon every day, it's I don't know. It just becomes tricky, right? I think sometimes it's easy to just overthink the stuff, you know? At the end of the day, I think what really matters is, you know, you're raising them right, you got God in the house, you make a conscious effort every day to push that, you know, the love of the Bible comes before the love of the world. And I think that goes a long way. Everybody's gonna drift at some point in time, especially in their teenage life, and, you know, just kind of accept that and roll with it. But it's kind of finding that balance, right? Because if you put too many walls up, too many cages up, you always run that risk of them breaking out and just going super crazy into the world, kind of similar to the way I did. And if there's too much liberty, it's kind of hard to pull that back in and pull the reins. There are no reins. It's kind of tricky. Said absolutely, you'll be great parents. It does. Also, congratulations on your child. Thank you so much. Yeah, man, Chuck Norris movies, bro. That's what I'm talking about. Sidekick. We watch Sidekick so much. It's so funny. God comes first 100%. I come from a non-Christian family, so I wonder how I would raise my future children, so I don't really have a role model to look up to per se. Not an IRL one. Oh, yeah, that's kind of tough, isn't it? You know... That's a peculiar scenario, isn't it? I want to relate to you so bad on that, but I almost got goosebumps thinking about it, because you're in a different country, and I'm sure there's just different cultures, and I don't know. It's kind of tricky, isn't it? Isn't that kind of cool, though, in some way? Like, it's almost like you've got, like, this interesting story here, where, you know, you don't have many role models, and it's just you and God, and you got your kiddos and your partner, and it's just you going against the world, and you don't have anybody else on your team. That's kind of special. But there is a certain side of that that gets kind of lonely. See, my wife and I do it differently, right? Like, we don't like push this on anybody else, but it's our own personal convictions in life to where we do Christianity. Like, we observe the Sabbath on, like, the 10 Commandments, the Sabbath. And so, like, on Saturdays, we don't spend any money. We don't cause any businesses to serve us. Like, you know, we don't have like people come out and treat the house for mosquitoes on a Saturday. You know what I'm saying? We observe the biblical holidays like Passover and all that stuff, and we eat biblically clean. So like we don't eat like shrimp or pork or whatever. And because of those decisions, you know, a lot of, not all, but many Christians in many churches out there have kind of looked at us and been like, oh, you're legalistic, and, you know, Jesus has got grace, and you don't have to worry about all those laws, and that's fantastic. But a lot of times, you know, we've almost been ostracized for that and put out because we just want to do it our way. We want to do it differently.
Well, I had some people at work before I stopped going, and before they got moved to the other office, who were in the religion that I was formerly in.
Yeah.
Back in the day. That were rude. Like, they were really mean.
It can happen. It can happen. And we've faced that so much. And honestly, I was that way too when I first started. I was like, you all need to be doing what we're doing, and this is the way. And, you know, it led to nothing good. And so we just kind of changed. At this point, it's like, look, man, you believe in Jesus, I believe in Jesus. Sin is bad, God is good. Let's just, you know, whatever. Let's see, it does need to be a balance. Not too many rules so they don't feel imprisoned, but not too much liberty. And that's so much easier said than done, isn't it? You know, because every kid's a little bit different, right? And that's just kind of tricky. Because because there has to be a standard in the house. I hated that as a kid, and I hated that when I saw other people's houses like that. One kid had a select set of rules and the other kid had a different set of rules. It didn't feel like there was a standard. And there's this weird thing where it's like there does have to be the rules of the house, but this kid really needs a social circle, right? Maybe this one not so much. It doesn't matter to them as much. And so you kind of have to switch it around and do what's best for each one. I would love to try that. What is this?
It's a little protein shake.
Oh, that's lovely. That is delicious. Let's see. I don't have a church to go to either. None in my area that believe what I do. Nah, no worries. Don't try to relate. I prefer if you share your experiences, you know? Oh, dude, no way. You guys choose your own way, you know? The base is the most important part, and that's the gospel. The good news that Jesus died for our sins. The rest can be debatable. And that's, yeah, I'm with you on that. But there isn't just one way because we're not supposed to know everything. We have the ultimate truth, which is the Bible. Ooh, I like you. We have the ultimate truth, which is the Bible. And how we interpret it changes, but the gospel stays. I'm with you. Oh, let's see. My mom and I believe in God. We are a Christian family, but we don't go to church or anything like that. I've just noticed that we are alone in the sense that we don't get along with anyone around here, and they actively go against us. They practice other things, if you know what I'm saying. I think I'm picking up what you're putting down, my friend. That's so cool. And honestly, that's funny that neither of you really go to church like that. It's so interesting because those are the type of Christians I identify with the most. And it's so hard, especially if you started in church. So I was raised in church, and that is so, oh my God, it's so hard, is it not? I tuned into somebody's stream earlier today that was on SafeStream, and she was playing the ukulele and singing these songs, and they're all talking about positivity and encouragement and being sweet to each other. And there was something inside of me that was like, oh God, I miss that so much. I miss the goosebumps that come from the music. I miss we came from like a Pentecostal, right? So we were always like holding up our hands and hooping and hollering and jumping and screaming and yelling. And it was so sweet. It was so sweet. But there's like this is kind of me going on my own tangent here. So if you bear with me for a second. But there's this odd reserve, right, where I feel like I've been burnt by the church in some ways. Just a little bit. It's not like I'm resentful, but I'm scared to go back. You know what I'm saying? Because it's like, if you really knew how we did these things, and that, we don't celebrate Christmas, we don't do Halloween, we don't do Easter. If you really knew that we eat biblically clean in our house, and that on Sabbath day it's like it's one of the 10 commandments and we want to uphold that. If you knew that about us, would you still treat us the same? And it's scary sometimes because you create these relationships with people, and then they find out more about you, and then they just kind of, So I really identify with people that don't go to church anymore, especially if you did growing up, because there's always that love, you know what I'm saying? There's always that love for what you got there. And then, for some odd reason or another, you left, and that's your own story and you have your own purpose. But I think as long as you have the Bible and you really love it and you really do read it and you really do study it, I think you'll turn out just fine. Oh, I know her. I play piano, so I shared some music with her. She was sweet, man. She was very, very sweet. She was almost like a mom. It was very nice. She was very sweet. I've never been to a church, but I do know some people that go to church around here and are just corrupt. Man, you're telling the truth, my friend. There is a lot of corruption there, a lot of money taken. I won't go too deep into that because that's just dark, and we'll just avoid that for now. But corrupt is a great word for that, my friend. So yeah, I treat you 100% the same. You're awesome. So okay, you got me with that. I'm glad someone else is speaking up about Christmas. Let's see, I've been to a Catholic church which I don't agree with. My family are Catholic. That's tough, isn't it? When your family does one thing and you decide to do another, it gets tricky because there's certain family traditions that they hold to very close to heart. And when you decide that, hey, I don't really want to go that route, it creates such a dynamic rift within the balance of the family that they live one way and you live another. And you'd never guess. You would have thought that I had done something horrendous when I told certain people, like, hey, I'm not going to do Christmas anymore. And it just created such a rift because it's a part of your life. It's something that you do, and your work takes off for that, and the whole country stops for Christmas, and now we don't. And so You know, it's a certain time. Everybody's so busy. You're working 60 hours a week. You got a house, a wife, your kids or husband, whatever it is you got. You're so busy. You get like a couple days out of the year for these national holidays where you actually get time to spend with each other. And when we opt out of that, in some ways it's akin to opting out with time with your family. And boy, do they not like that. And I don't like it either. I would love to spend more time with my family.
They're invited to Passover.
They are. They're invited to Passover, and lots of them do come, and that's a great thing. Don't get it twisted. But it's weird how it just becomes this this rift that gets created there. Let's see. Forrest says you got to find the right people. They are few and far between. From what I understand, the church that Forrest attends is a pretty sweet place, and I've seen some great people on Safe Streamers too. I'm not here to bash churches. That's not the case. Let me tell you, they do some good things, some really good things. We recently had a hurricane that came through North Carolina, devastated the entire western portion of it. Forrest's wife, who is super busy, she's raising 3 kids, stopped her entire life, hopped on a truck, and rode all the way out there to help people out. And that was just one of the hundreds and hundreds of Christians that just stopped their life to go help. There are some fantastic churches out there. And it's not their character that I disagree with whatsoever. Most of the time it's just their biblical doctrine. That's what I disagree with. And I'm okay with that. Sometimes the bumps in the road comes with the fact that they disagree with mine. And that's okay. Let's see, I've been to the Catholic Church, which I don't agree with. My family's Catholic. I absolutely respect y'all not celebrating Christmas. Well, thanks, man. Do you get down with some of the biblical holidays? Have you ever tried it? Passover, Sukkot, Feast of Trumpets, Day of Atonement, anything like that? So, oh yeah, I was shared the gospel when I was 14. So yeah, it was rough. I won't get into details, but my relationship with my mom has been scarred forever. Tell me about it. I understand. Of course, I forgive her. She's my mom. But when you break a vase, you can glue it back together, but the cracks remain. You are so right. Wow. Yeah, you're so right. The cracks remain. It changes forever. Some of that's kind of like the part of growing up, is it not? From what I can tell from you guys in the chat, you guys are all, in your young adult life, and we are too. I'm 27, she's 27. And when you grow up into that stuff, I'll tell you what, it's weird, right? As you become an adult and you want to do your own thing. So I'll share with you something crazy, right? So Connor is going to have the baby in our house, not a hospital birth, okay? I know that sounds bizarre.
Hopefully.
I know it sounds, yeah, God willing.
Yeah.
And I know it sounds bizarre, and I thought so too when it first started, but over time I've done a lot of research and understanding. I've been going to these birthing classes for like 12 weeks now. I just got a little card. I'm like a certified coach now, right? For home births.
You should have brought it. You show everybody.
It means I'm good at going to get snacks and like water towels and stuff and giving her back massages.
Yeah.
That's all it is. So you would not believe, positive affirmations, right? Like, you got this, just keep pushing. I got a whole card for that. I'm laminated, I'm certified.
Punched in the face.
So you should have seen the way that some of my loved ones reacted. We were like, yeah, so we're gonna have the baby at home, and they were just like, are you kidding me? That's just a crazy idea, etc., etc. And when you grow up, you do your own adult things. I'm sure the way that we raise our kids is going to be different than the way my mother wanted it to be done versus the way her parents wanted it to be done, etc., etc. And it just continues to create these gaps in between your relationship, and it's hard sometimes. But it's like, it's a respect from both ways. Respect that they have wisdom, time on earth that we don't have. They have knowledge and understanding that we don't have, and they must respect the fact that we want to try it our own way and make our own way in the world. And there's a balance there somewhere, but easier said than done. What I find odd is, whether it's religion, politics, or anything like that, sometimes if you don't agree with others, those being friends or families, they're so quick to snapping you out of their lives. It's so radical. Boy, I'll tell you what, they really do too. I think some of that comes from a little bit of the mental health game. You know what I'm saying? That if they're so quick to cut people off in the mental health world, which there are times when you should definitely be cutting people off of your life if they're just absolutely horrible for you. You don't owe them anything. You know what I'm saying? Cut them off. But people are quick to do that, aren't they? I wish I had more of an opinion on that, and I suppose I could, but I'd probably end up ranting. That's no fun. I know we got a whole game to play, but I'm enjoying talking to these people. They're so great. Let's see. All right. Yeah, learning to become an adult here. Meal prep is weird, ain't it though? No, yeah, I got some friends that made that decision with their 2 daughters for home birth. Oh, that's awesome. That's so cool. How did it go for them? That's not bizarre. Sorry, but I don't trust hospitals. I don't trust birth certificates. None of that. we have found our people. That's
I
so
was
funny.
born at home. So
Y'all are
like,
very
it can't
well
be that
spoken,
bad.
so I'm sure your child will be raised very well. Thank you so much. Kenford, up in the chat with the doggy face. What's going on with you, Mr. Kim? Sorry, I do talk a lot. I enjoy it. I enjoy conversation. All right, but we have got to the boss of this game, so we do need to do that. So there's going to be some lore drop here, and Connor's got a Christian Reddit.
Well, actually, it's kind of like what you're talking about. This guy.
Can you guys hear Connor pretty good? I just want to make sure. Go ahead, keep talking. Yeah, go ahead, keep talking.
This guy, I think it's a guy. Actually, they don't say it. Just posted 40 minutes ago in our Christianity saying have almost lost all faith in the church. Lifelong member, 27 years old.
Oh, wow.
You wanna
Yeah, let's
read
run through it.
There's no comments yet. They just posted it.
Oh, wow, this is so cool. All right, I'm going to turn the game volume down a little bit.
Maybe I can comment or you can comment.
All right, well, let's have a whole discussion. Let's react to this. So he's 27. He's lost faith in the church. I
Or
heard that
she, I don't
correctly?
know.
Okay.
This person.
All right, let's get into it.
Okay, they said, I was born and raised in the church. I grew up in a moderately conservative, non-denominational church. Had a felt like strong faith all throughout high school and most of college. 2020 was a pivotal year for me. I was deep into the maturity of my faith, and then all hell broke loose. Not only did I lose someone unexpectedly, COVID, and the response of Christians in America, really, I questioned my faith, how people who raised me to love could be so hateful, and really started paying attention to Christians and their actions. Pretty immediately, I felt completely detached from church and my fellow Christians. That, among becoming aware of all the pain and suffering in the world, and questioning my faith because my faith blew. I had lost all faith in God, His plan, if there even was one, and the very foundations of what I believed in. Slowly but surely, I've picked back up the pieces, and I feel like I have some semblance of faith again, but a fraction of how it was before. However, my faith in Christians has never improved. From conversations I've had with Christians to their social media posts, etc., it's not that I necessarily don't believe, I just don't want to be associated with Christians. I wouldn't mind being associated with Jesus though. I'm ready to pack my bags and leave the conventional church and don't look back. I have no idea what my faith will look like or what community I would be a part of, how my family would react, anything like that. At the same time, I feel like I cannot give up hope, and maybe I should try diving back in. I can't just give up on these people that I believe I truly do love, and are just doing it in a bad way. What should I do?
Bro, yikes. We're the same age, my friend, and that is very, very similar thing. My thing is you can't give up on the people, okay? If you want to give up on the industry, the organization of church, look, I understand why you would. They're a 501c3 tax-free organization, and if you're in America, that is, and that's got its own set of issues, which I completely understand where your issues come from that. But giving up on Christians is difficult. It's so easy to give up on the Christian, and I did that too, and I was so angry. I was mad for like a solid 5 years straight, man. You couldn't convince me that these people actually had any ounce of love for God in their life. Dude, I'm going to die. This guy is ridiculously, his power is just so strong. I'm not doing so hot at all. But the thing is, bro, is that they only know what they've been told. I'm dead. They only know what they've been told, and that's just the facts of it, bro. And I'm out of all my healing potions.
I don't think this person needs to keep going to church though.
No, and that's the thing, is that you can do what we have done. Okay, right now we have met two wonderful Christians that are here with us, that believe something very similar to us. They might live their lives differently than us, but we feel like we've created a relationship and a friendship, and we've been able to speak openly with one another, and that stuff, that's a Christian right there. Okay, they're Christians. You can do the same thing and create relationship with them. It is so hard to find those places sometimes, and I totally understand that. It's so easy to feel alone when you do this stuff, especially if you have certain emotions and foul words to say about the organization of church, because Christians love their church. In some cases, not all, but in some cases, it feels like it's easier to talk poorly about the Bible than it is to talk poorly about church to some of these people. And that is very tricky. That's very upsetting. But the fact of the matter is, there are hundreds and hundreds of thousands of Christians out here that love the Bible, and they feel alone because they see a lot of other Christians out here that don't have the same love they have for it. And you can do this, man. Whoever you are, whatever you're going through, you can do this. Just let the whole church thing go if it bothers you that bad, man. And don't hold it against the other Christians, what I would say. Don't hold it against them. They were raised a certain way. I went the first 18 years of my life. If you put a gun to my head, I couldn't give you 5 verses. I couldn't tell you where the Bible came from, what a manuscript was. I couldn't tell you any of the early church fathers, or I knew nothing about Christianity, and I went to church for 18 years. And so you cannot hold it against these people. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna let that go.
What do you think about what they said about how Christians acted during COVID? Like,
Can I get back to that in just a second? Because I don't remember what you read. I want to see what they're talking about here real quick. It's hard when people follow a blind person, that's for sure. Agreed. I think this is a moment in a person's life where you seek your own truth, if that makes sense. Read the Bible on his own instead of going to church and following them. I agree. Church is great, don't get me wrong, but when you don't have that one-on-one connection with God, it's easy to fall on associating the word Christian with those people who failed you. Oh, yes, so true, so true, so true. And it's not. The Christian's not. It's not. You're right. Oh my gosh, you're on point. It's the one-on-one relationship with the Bible. I was sitting in a Ford Explorer one day. I was 18 years old, and I ran into this predicament where I had so many questions. I was doing so much crazy stuff in my life at the time, guys. Just being a wild person, and my brain was all over the place. I was considering reincarnation and polytheism and all sorts of crazy stuff at the time. I was so confused, and I remember having this thought that I promise I'm getting somewhere with this. I have had this thought at the time of being told my whole life, when the Antichrist comes, everyone will think it's Jesus, but it won't be Jesus, right? The Antichrist will be first, and then Jesus will come after the Antichrist, and no one's going to believe him. And so I ran with that thought so hard in my brain that I was like, okay, so the first one that comes is Antichrist. Don't trust him. Everyone will love him. The next one that comes will be Jesus. Everyone will hate him. And I was like, whoa, what if the Jesus we read about in the Bible, the one that everybody loves, what if that's the Antichrist? And the person that comes after that, everybody's going to hate, but that's the real Jesus. And I just, like, my mind fell apart, and I was like, all right, you know what, dude? I got to read this book, man. I'm so confused. I'm so broken down and confused. I had no ground to stand on, no firm foundation. Any new fact or scientific proof or religious doctrine that would come my way would just blow me over, man. I had no truth to stand on. And when I finally read through the Bible, all the way through, cover to cover, I was like, okay, no, I was 100% wrong. The Jesus Christ that we read about in the Bible is the Messiah that was prophesied about from Genesis all the way up into the minor prophets. You know, all those prophecies that were given about him in the book of Psalms, Isaiah, Deuteronomy, and so on, he fulfilled every single one of them. So my theory fell apart, and I fell in love with Jesus Christ, and because I put everyone else's words to the side, the words that caused me to be so confused and have no firm foundation, I picked up the Bible and created a one-on-one relationship with Jesus Christ. It's exactly what you're talking about in the chat. All right, so what happened with COVID? What did he say?
Just said that Christians were being really hateful during that time.
To who?
Like, just in general on social media and stuff. I don't really know. That they had somebody die from it. Look, I've already moved on.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know who was being hateful
later.
to who. I don't know nothing.
I think they're talking about how Well, here's the thing is sometimes Christian and conservative get muddled together. You know what I mean?
The ice does nothing. I don't know what to do to get this guy. Nothing does a lot of damage, and I'm gonna die again because I have no healing potions. Alright, we're gonna have to play incredibly conservative on this fight. Oh my gosh, he just doesn't stop shooting, bro.
No.
Alright, the bombs do 100, that's good. We're just gonna dodge roll and drop bombs. How's that sound? They do 100. I think
You're
that's the
almost
way.
dead again.
Yep. Solid observation.
Nice.
Okay, the next run will be nothing but dodge rolling and bombs. I'm just going to play incredibly conservative on this run. Alright, let's take a look at what they're talking about down here.
Don't let me fail.
Absolutely, church is a good place, but the thing is to find a good one. If you don't get surrounded by bad people, then focus on your relationship with God. These are your beliefs at the end of the day. I don't remember Christians being hateful. The overall drama I remember during those times was, oh my gosh, there was so much drama at that time. You guys remember that? What a weird time that was. It was so weird. So weird. I wish that it, I don't know. I don't remember Christians being hateful either. That's what he said, hateful. I was like, what are you talking about? I mean, maybe like in inner circles, but by that time I'd already been out of the church, so I don't know what the talk was,
I
behind the
remember
pew.
just like in general, people in the public. Like,
Everybody was
rude,
mad
but,
at each other, bro. Everyone's
don't-
life fell apart at that time. I had like 40 students in martial arts, lost every single one of them, man. My entire career was just gone.
Yeah.
And had to go work at grocery stores, and it
I
was
had to shut down
horrible.
my studio.
It was horrible. That time was awful. And, I guess when you're going through stuff like that, it's easy to just take it out on other people, I guess. I'm not saying that it's okay at all, but... This dude's talking mad junk to me. He said you'd think you can defeat this human.
Do you want something a little more lighthearted?
Sure.
Okay. This is coming from Am I the Ahab?
Am I the Ahab? Okay.
Yeah, I mean,
If
you know what I'm trying to say.
Alright,
We're not gonna say anything.
yeah, if you guys are familiar with the Bible, Jezebel and Ahab, they were the king and the queen of northern Israel and Samaria at the time, who were persecuting Elijah and some of the other Christians.
He
Well, not
was
even
a
just
real-
persecuting. He was a real Ahab. All right, so that's what we're getting at here. All right, so am I the Ahab? What's the question?
Am I the Ahab for making my nephew a dinosaur quilt? My sister is deeply Christian.
All right, let's get into it. A dinosaur quilt. Am I the Ahab? Oh my gosh.
My sister and I were not raised religious. She went off to uni at 18 and became a Christian when she started dating another Christian. Basically, the point is, she doesn't believe anymore that dinosaurs exist.
Okay.
She is now married to a man who is not religious, which is a sore point for her that she won't convert. I have a niece, 9, and a nephew, 6. A couple of weeks ago, while watching them, my nephew mentioned that his quilt that I made him was getting too short. So I told them both to go into my craft room and pick some fabrics they each wanted on a quilt. I could easily open a fabric shop with all the fabric that I have. So they had a rare time picking out their fabrics. My niece went for some space galaxy theme, and my nephew picked out some dinosaur fabrics. I thought nothing of it and got to work. Today I went over with their quilts, excited to see their reaction. They were so happy until my sister noticed my nephew's quilt and asked, "What the F?" I was confused, and she quickly went on a rant about knowing dinosaurs don't exist, and how dare I try to brainwash her child like that.
Oh.
I told her he picked out the fabric himself. I genuinely didn't make the connection, and I would let him pick more fabric for a different quilt. By this point, my nephew is crying, saying he doesn't want a different quilt. You die again?
No, I think we won.
You
but
did it?
Yeah, but I think there's a round 2 here, man.
Uh-oh.
And I'm so... Bro, it's just a shirt.
a quilt. You know.
I'm sorry.
quilt is?
That's DJ Paris saying, bro. It's just a shirt. All right, sorry. Keep going. Oh, that's hilarious, bro.
My sister called my brother-in-law, telling him to set me straight. He basically shrugged and asked what the big deal was. It's only fabric. Their son likes the fabric. It's his son too, and he believes in dinosaurs, so he should get a say on the quilt too if it's such a big deal. My parents are now involved, and despite not being religious, they are angry at me for what I've done. No one but my brother-in-law believes it was a genuine mistake or oversight, and they think that I've set out to mock my sister's beliefs. I honestly
just apologize and let it go, bro.
I didn't think I'd have to vet my nephew's fabric choices with my sister, as all the fabric they had access to was kid-friendly prints. The stuff with swearing, etc. is kept elsewhere, as they like to go into my craft room.
Ooh.
So do you think that she's a
No, I don't think you did anything wrong. If it was a genuine mistake, it was a genuine mistake. And at the end of the day, bro, it's like, yes, should she be as frustrated with you as she is? No. Should the family be all saying, oh, you did it on purpose or whatever? No. But at the end of the day, just be the bigger guy and just be like, look, bro, I'm sorry. I didn't know. It wasn't on purpose. If they want to continue to be rude about it, then, you know, I don't know what to do at that point. You just give it some time, bro. They'll forget.
Is not believing in dinosaurs a common Christian belief?
Yes, actually, that is a very common thing. Yeah. Oh my gosh, I don't know what I'm supposed to do here. I don't know how to fight this guy. I'm just surviving. I don't know. I've tried dropping bombs and nothing. I don't know what to do.
Oh, you're flying.
I'm falling. And we're going into the pit, and I don't know what to do here. I don't know if like I'm supposed to be. Oh, am I supposed to be breaking these things? Oh, that's giving him damage somehow or another. Okay, all right. We're making ground somehow or another. I really don't know how that's causing him to take damage, but.
Bronson, do you believe in dinosaurs?
Look, bro. Oh my gosh. I mean, I don't know. Okay. Here's what I'm gonna say. Was I raised to believe in dinosaurs? Absolutely. Where do I stand these days? I mean, look, man, they fake so much stuff, bro. And the Smithsonian is crazy. Have they ever found a dinosaur skeleton on the ground? No, they have never found one. Have they found pieces of something that may resemble a dinosaur? Perhaps. Are all of the models that are in the Smithsonian any actual real bones? No, they're all fake model stuff. Does that mean that there were no dinosaurs? I don't know. I've got no idea. I'm not a scientist. I'm not God. I didn't create it. Do I think that they're probably more closely akin to the Rephaim or the Nephilim that we see in Genesis chapter 6? More than likely. But at the same time, in Job 38, we read about the Leviathan. And then in Job 37, we read about the Behemoth. So there's that. I don't know, bro. I've got no idea. All I know is I'm falling from the sky right now. I'm slashing purple things with a sword, and somehow or another it's hurting this dragon. How about you, Connor? What do you think? I'm gonna put you in the controversial hot seat. What do you think about dinosaurs,
I think it literally doesn't matter.
Oh, that's such a good answer. Why didn't I go with that one? That's such a good answer, bro.
I think they've found some bones at some point, but
like, I want to see what's going on here.
I don't know.
All right, let's see. It's just meaning political in the more philosophical sense of the word, basically anything human related, aka drama. Bro, it's just a shirt. That's my opinion. It's just a shirt. Girl, what's the point of getting so mad about it? It's a dinosaur. Who cares? If she really wanted to mock her, then she would have used fabric that said F. Yeah, that would have been a solid mockery. Yeah, but it's just a shirt. Sorry, I can't have any other opinion than that. There's no verse I can quote on this topic type of thing, you know?
Didn't make him a pentagram quote.
Exactly. It's not like, Satan's on the sword.
I think it's pretty funny, honestly. I think she's just sensitive. The sister is just sensitive because people have made fun of her for not believing in dinosaurs.
Oh my god. You said your first name was Kathy, right? I think is what you said. DJ Paris said, okay, she said there are some big living creatures in the Bible. They could be dinosaurs for all I care. I don't think it's important enough for me to ponder. She said, give the kid a Leviathan shirt. That is hilarious. That was a great joke. That's a 3-step joke. See, do dinosaurs exist? Who knows? But in this case, it's just a child. Got to pick a fabric he liked, and that's it. That's it. Kathy is what you... Yeah, it's Kathy. Thank you. Oh my
Well,
gosh.
I'm surprised she was cool with
That's a
the
funny joke, bro.
daughter having a space galaxy one, because if she's on the side of dinosaurs isn't
Yeah,
real,
typically
she might be
she's-
on the space isn't real side.
Yeah, those two typically do go hand in hand, don't they? All right,
Yeah.
let's get more to Reddit in just a second, but I think we just beat this
You
game.
think?
I think so, yeah. Let's see what happens if we get a
We're gonna
cutscene.
do the next.
You're right.
Christian
If her biggest problem in life is a dinosaur shirt, dude, she's got it going pretty good.
It is a quilt.
Is this
It's
a
a
level-
blanket?
All right, well, I think it's funny they said shirt. That's hilarious. All right, is this a cutscene? Is there a level 3 to this boss? Because I'm all out of potions, man. Turn this up a little bit so I can hear it.
Oh, get over it, Nikolai. Oh,
No.
If you defeat me, I will take everyone down with me.
Oh, that's a
They
bad
can't
loser.
live with me, I won't let them live at all.
You are a sore loser.
Come, Dragon Slayer, come.
All right, bro. Man, for real, dog, I'm out of potions. I beat you twice. You are a sore loser.
he's dead.
I just want to hang out and just see what his moves are for just a second. Oh, okay. All right. We're getting in there this time. I don't see a health bar, bro. Oh, it's a little health bar. Oh, you lose. You suck.
Oh,
Oh, you're easy. You're light work. You're just sitting. Okay, hold on. Wait, back up. You spoke too soon. Okay, hold on. Easy. Easy, buddy. I can't use any of my mech. There we go. Alright. Health is low. Gold dragon. What am I supposed to do? Self-destruct. All personnel evacuate immediately. Where am I supposed to go?
don't worry.
Oh no, chase scenes.
Evacuate immediately.
I did.
What do we do? Alright, hold on. I'm gonna lock onto that.
Evacuate
Let's get that. Go through this door.
Nice.
Do. Love the Zelda
job.
shout out there.
all personnel. Evacuate immediately.
A minute and 38 seconds. Alright.
Good.
Dodge roll.
Evacuate immediately.
Careful.
Let's skedaddle.
All personnel. Evacuate immediately.
They did a really good job on this. Cute little-
I love this little game, bro. Honestly, I wish it wasn't over. I've had such a good time playing it.
Well, you get to.
Oh, goodness gracious!
Evacuate.
No! You get to.
I'm
play
just
the-
running, bro. I'm just running. Oh my god. Alright, here we go.
Immediately.
Go.
Personnel. Evacuate immediately.
I see the light. I see the light.
All personnel.
Is this the
evacuate
end?
Immediately.
Let's see. What have we done? Oh, we have two people in here that aren't English isn't their first language. Uruguay. Oh, Uruguay and Chile. Oh, right. That's so
Thus,
cool,
The
man.
dragon was slain.
All right, here we go. The dragon
Nikolai
was
was
slain.
finally able to conquer his darkness. Armed with his faith in Christ, this time he did not falter, and the dragon's evil reign on the kingdom was ended.
Great job, Nikolai.
Nikolai proceeded to release the Christians that were being held prisoner in the depths of the burning temple.
Oh, wow.
Led them to safety and brought them to the edge of the crumbling ruins. For a moment, all
That's
were
what we've
cheering
been doing.
and giving glory to God for delivering them from their torments. But it was not to last for long. A group of soldiers from the temple sought after Nikolai to take him. In
Uh-oh.
a fit of rage, anger, hate, they
Oh, he's gonna die.
The now free Christians cried out in protest, hoping to keep him from death. But Nikolai, finally at peace, looked it back at them.
It's okay. For my Christ. Even if I die, I shall live. Let me go.
The soldiers led him away. They questioned him, tormented him, taunted him, tempted him. His response was always the same. I am a Christian. After days, unable to break him, many of his torturers were shown the truth, and they too confessed their faith in Christ.
Hey,
The remaining
represent.
idolaters led him to be executed. With tears in his eyes, he begged God to take him. He begged God to release him from exile, receiving him into the light of paradise. And so Nikolai had finished his quest, the most noble quest of all, the quest for the kingdom of God.
Oh, that was so cool, man. Shout out Studio Ignatius, guys. You did a fantastic job on that.
Maybe he'll get to go see his dead wife.
Maybe. You can tell Studio Ignatius has a lot of love for the martyrs, man. A lot of love for martyrs. And I do too, so I respect that from him.
Who's your fave?
My favorite martyr? I would go Polycarp, because that was the first martyr I ever learned about. It was the first book I ever read about a martyr.
You already know my favorite.
Yours is, oh god, what's her name? I want to say Echinacea, and that's just not her name.
The plant.
I know. Oh god, I can't remember. What's her name?
I considered naming our child, but I was like, it's a little bit too weird.
Hold on, I want to make sure that Perpetua, that's it. I want to make sure their names are shown on screen. Give them the credit and shout outs that they, okay. We're just gonna play a game, where to put the camera. That's so funny. Yeah, that was
They
a
did such a
fantastic
good
game, bro. I
job.
really enjoyed that. That's the game we're about to play right now. Holy Great Martyr Theodora. Yeah, that's so cool, man. That's we're about to go play that game right now.
And you talked to them.
Yeah, I've been in contact with him like quite a bit. I don't know which one of them I've spoken to. It is 3 brothers that run that studio, and so there will be a prequel coming out to this game called Christian Quest, which I'm really excited to give a shot for that. But he's got many games on Steam. I keep saying he. They have many games on Steam and on the Nintendo Switch eShop. This game here, I got it on sale for I think like $3 or something like that, and we've put in like 15 hours worth of gameplay on it, so it's been a great time.
I mean, it was a lot of us getting lost.
It was a lot of us getting lost, but that's a Zelda-like, and as it should be. You should get lost in a Zelda-like. That's kind of the point. He's got quite a few games on the Switch eShop that are 99 cents, and we're really excited to get into a lot of those. So
Overall, what did you think?
overall, what did I think?
Like, yeah, any critiques?
Okay.
or-
No,
favorite
there are
part?
no critiques. Gameplay and mechanics, I have no critiques for you. You did a great job with the budget you had. Anything I would tell them, they already know. The wall jump got a little wonky sometimes, and that's all it is. Sometimes when the screen would jump, it had a little bit of a lag. But come on, dude, you're not dealing with Nintendo here. I'm not expecting this
No.
fine level of polish that you would get from a AAA studio, all right? What you did here, you did a fantastic job. The cutscenes were great. It was almost like Studio Ghibli art style.
Oh, it was
when you
really
get to see
pretty.
the backstory with
pictures.
him and his wife and everything. Oh god, it was beautiful. He did a great job.
That was a really great story.
He did clarify some of my questions when I spoke to him. I was like, who is this dragon? Is this supposed to be Satan? Or why are we calling gods mortal and not immortal? What's going on with that? And he clarified all of that through direct message. So yeah, great people, man. Really like it. Really liked it a
we
lot.
need more Christian
More
developers.
Christian games, please,
Yeah.
bro. More Christian games. And somebody, for the love of all things holy, make a dope anime. I just want a good Christian anime, bro. I want
Wasn't-
so bad.
Who was it? Skeebs was working on something like that.
Rob
and then he
Skiba
died.
was working on a story called Seed, and that was going to be an animated story about the serpent seed and the root of evil, and it was going to be involving with Nephilim and Rephaim. It's going to be a really cool story,
He
but
passed away.
unfortunately he passed away in 2020.
I think
He was a legend, Rob
some
Skiba.
people are still working on some of his stuff, but I don't know if that project is still going.
I don't know. His son kept up with a lot of it and got up with a guy named Jake Grant and all that stuff. So maybe just one day. But Rob Skiba was movie minded. He
Yeah.
loved movies. He came
that
from
was
the
like
film
his,
industry. Yeah, so that was
his hobby.
Yeah, that was his thing, man. So even if they did do like a Seed thing, I don't know if it would ever be exactly the way he would have done it. So he was a fantastic man of God. I loved Rob Skiba. When I first left the church, Rob Skiba was like, wow, helped me a lot at that time. So that was really
What was
cool.
his main thing? It was
When he first started, it was biblical cosmology. That was his
Yeah.
big thing in the beginning. And then, he went into the Rephaim and the giants and stuff like that for Genesis 6 for a lot. But his big thing was biblical cosmology, getting into the first book of Enoch.
Nice guy.
BRB, adulting time, gotta wash dishes. Hey, DJ
like
Pira, thank you so much for hanging out with us.
Yeah.
You have a fantastic sense of humor. I really appreciated hanging out with you, and your stream was a lot of fun. So if you're not able to make it back with us, we really appreciate it, and thank you so much for the follow. You're an awesome human being. Good luck in uni, and we'll keep in touch. We'll be following you on all your streams as well.
Yeah, I'm gonna follow you on my account.
Yeah, you should. You should.
I'll do it.
All right, do you want to do more what time is it, bro?
It's only...
It's 9:53. Oh, dude, I feel like it's so much later than what it is.
No, you've just
All right.
been yapping a
I've
lot.
been yapping, bro.
You've been
But the thing is,
yapping.
I knew that we were getting to the end of this game, and so I was trying to like really kind of play it out. Yeah, sorry, I went to the wrong place. Oh, my fault. All right, let's react to one more Christian Reddit, and then we'll get out of here. I was gonna start that other game, but I want to try it out off stream first to make sure that it's not. You know what I'm saying?
That your whole system doesn't crash.
Well, not just that. I want to make sure it's appropriate and get where we get into. Sometimes when you get into martyrdom, you get into a lot of Catholicism, praying to saints and stuff. So I just want to make sure that that's not what's happening here.
Well, there is the one that we didn't do last time.
What was that?
Am I the Ahab for calling out my husband for not being a quote good Christian?
All right, let's do it. Here we
You
go.
wanna do that
Yeah,
one?
this is marriage.
Okay.
We're gonna argue. Let's do it.
Well, maybe.
Maybe. Let's
Maybe
try
not.
it. Let's see what happens.
Okay, so I, 27 female, have been married to my husband, 34 male. You already know how I feel about that. For 5 years.
All right, go ahead.
My husband is a devout follower of his religion and has been since he was raised in it. I respect his beliefs, even though I don't share them, and have no intention of converting. I was raised in the Christian faith. However, I left when I was an adult due to SA in the church. I don't want to say it the full term. Do you want to talk about?
Statutory? Oh my God! Why didn't I know what that was? I'm so stupid. All right, go ahead.
Nobody believed occurred because the one who did it was the pastor.
Oh, jeez, God.
I don't blame her for leaving.
Yeah, I would leave too.
Yeah.
All right.
Kitsch,
Before
I'm
I go
not-
on,
yeah,
go ahead.
Recently, my husband has been pressuring me to convert to his religion. He says it would bring us closer together and create a more harmonious household. I understand where he's coming from, but I firmly believe that faith is a personal journey, and I shouldn't be forced into something that I don't believe in. To add to the issue, my husband, despite his religious teachings, doesn't always practice what he preaches. He expects me to adhere to traditional gender roles, yet he often neglects his own responsibilities at home. He's quick to judge others for their actions, even though his faith teaches non-judgment and kindness. He makes comments about gay people that I have discussed with him is a major issue. This hypocrisy has been bothering me for a while. Last night, during another discussion about my potential conversion, I finally snapped. I told him that if he wants me to consider converting, he needs to set a better example by actually living according to his religion's values. I pointed out that he should start by fulfilling his own responsibilities, that he should make more money than me, and actually lead in the decision making. I'm a nurse, and he's currently unemployed after he was let go from his job at an office. That he should be less judgmental of others because according to his faith, only God can judge them.
Tupac.
I also said he should show more of the virtues Jesus asked of Christians, that he should clothe the naked, feed the hungry, visit the prisoner, aid the orphan and the widow, etc. I also made it clear that while I respect his beliefs, I have no intention of converting unless I genuinely believe in it, which I currently don't because of the hypocritical behavior of his faith. My husband was furious. He accused me of being disrespectful and undermining his faith.
Oh, you held him accountable.
He said that I was attacking him personally,
You are?
and that I don't understand the pressure he's under to have a unified religious household. He left for church this morning at 7 for Bible study, and I have already gotten a phone call from the pastor saying I'm an ungodly woman who tricked a good man into marrying him, and I should repent. I have also gotten a tirade of texts and emails from members of his church saying I was disrespectful and being a bad wife, and I'm starting to wonder if I was too harsh. Maybe I shouldn't have said anything at all. Am I the Ahab?
Okay, yes and no, you are the Ahab. All right, if there's another century who would accuse her of being a witch. All right, yes and no, you are the Ahab and you're not the Ahab. Here's the thing. Unless you have had proper closure from this whole SA situation that you're... Look, man, we're adults here. It's sexual abuse, all right? I don't care, but we're not going to get... Sue me, all right? I read a word online, all right? If you have not come with proper closure to your sexual abuse, whatever your route is going to be that you take that, I would recommend Jesus, because you've got to forgive this pastor, bro, or you'll never let it go. If you've not come with closure to that, there's a high probability you are taking out your frustration on your husband for something he did not do to you. And his love for the church and love for God and stuff like that, you are relating in akin to his love for a man that did you wrong. And that is not fair. Or that's not what he's doing to you. On the same hand, though, this dude needs to back off, bro. He needs to back off. If he's well aware about the sexual abuse that took place between this pastor and her, he needs to back off.
Yeah,
that's
he really
not okay.
Shouldn't be pressuring her.
On the other hand, dude, he's a human, bro. This is one of my biggest pet peeves when people come about Christianity, is they come at the individual. You want to target the group? By all means, go for it. If you want to target the doctrine or the Bible, we can do that. Okay, we can have a discussion, we can have a debate, and that's gonna work. But you can't come to a Christian and say, well, you sin, therefore your God doesn't exist. That is the weakest, lowest of low argument that you can give to a Christian. Yes, I sin. I'm human just like you. You sin too. So what are you trying to get at here? That's a really weak argument for me. But let's see. If he did confide all that on his church peers, so I find it weird that they did. Yeah, man, I was gonna get to that.
That's a little culty.
That's weird, bro.
That they feel comfortable.
Really weird.
He would have had to share her phone number too. That's weird.
Yeah, that's strange. Excuse me, sorry about that. I have like a rule in my life. There are very, very few humans on this planet, like less than one, that I come to with any issues in my marriage. Okay, it is a losing battle unless you and your wife go together for some type of counseling or therapy or whatever. There's no human on this planet that needs to know what goes on in my marriage. If there's an argument, which thank God we really don't be having those like that up top, we don't take that to people, bro. It's a horrible idea.
No,
it's
nothing
like
serious.
No, bro, we're two grown adults who can figure it out ourselves. Nobody needs to know, because somebody's going to take my side and somebody's going to take her side, and in my opinion, it's a horrible. What do I know? We've only been together for 7 years. We haven't been married for 55. We don't have grandkids. What do I know? But I think that is a horrible thing to do. And you took it to a church, the one thing that she doesn't like about you, and then your whole posse, your gang, came to this lady and blew up her own private device. That's a bad idea, bro. It's a bad idea.
Well, I slightly disagree with you.
Me?
Yeah, I mean, her calling him out, if he's not like really pressuring her to be a traditional wife and all that, like,
yeah, you got to do that first. As a man, you got to do that
to
first.
get a job.
You need to go get a job, bro. And I know that's easier said than done, but you need to go get a job.
But if you're unemployed and you're not doing anything to, like, further the gospel, like, you're literally just pushing it on your wife.
Oh my God, yeah. And that's the thing too, and she does have a solid point. Now she's saying some things I 100% agree with. We are commanded to visit the prisoner. We are commanded to visit the widow, the fatherless child. Yes, the orphan. We are commanded to do those things. That's a very, very big deal. But like I said earlier, that's something that it's hard not to hold the church accountable to that, because a lot of them do that. They actually do. So that's kind of an iffy thing. Now, if he's not doing that, that's one thing or another.
I don't think she's talking about the church, because she's just talking about him.
Yeah, she was coming to him. Let's read some opinions here.
Yeah.
I'm so bad at this. Luke, Luke says if he does know about the the sexual abuse, he should help her overcome that, not pressure her more. Agreed. And yeah, he's not perfect. Can't really accuse him of not following all his beliefs, but it's overall bad on both sides. Yeah, dude, you're dealing with two humans here. Both of them are goofing here, personally.
Yeah.
Also, what I question is, did he normally talk to his church friends about the problems they had? Or did he confess and they took that onto their own hands and get... That's a good question. Okay, let me read that again. Also, what I question is, did he normally talk to his church friends about the problems that they have? Or did he confess and they took that into their own hands to get her to be accountable? That's a good
don't
question.
have any comments from OP that I can see.
DJ Perro's back in the house. What to do?
I don't see any comments from her giving more information. It's possible that they're putting a lot of pressure on him, being like, why hasn't your wife come? Like, your spouse needs to be here. You need to have your whole family unified. And he might be pushing that on her because he's under pressure from them.
That's a good point.
So
He may end up being where all these what you call it, traditional gender roles are coming from, where the church is like, where's your wife at? And they might be saying, well, a good man would bring his wife to church, and you know what I'm saying? So he might be bringing that
I
home.
remember that being pushed a lot, where they were really calling people out and like singling people out. They would be like, if you're coming here and your spouse isn't, like, you're doing something wrong.
Now, Solely Switch comments and says, if he was always a church man, and always a church-going man from the time y'all met, why did you marry him? That is a good question. That was meant for me, says Forrest, not from Solely Switch collectively. Luke says, sorry, but that's a divorce waiting to happen. I think you're right. Unless you can figure that stuff out, that needs to either be... That's a hard thing to deal with in a marriage, is a different religion, right? Especially if you have someone who treats it very seriously, like the way she describes her husband. Oh gosh, I hate to do this, but I think one of the things that needs to be addressed here is the sexual abuse. That's where she starts the story from. Okay, that's where her disparage of the church comes from. The sexual abuse is the biggest key factor in all of this.
That's why she left.
She'd look at her husband different. She would look at church different. She would view the way he acts different. The doctrine of God different. What's going on here? Oh, let me back up. What I think is going on here is that this woman had something horrific happen to her. It scarred her for her entire life. And she doesn't know what to do other than to blame God for what's happened to her, right? There's a high chance that we don't actually know what happened with the sexual abuse. We don't know how far that went or what that actually entails. But I think it's highly likely that she is blaming God and saying, this is your guy? This is the dude you put on stage? This is your pastor? And you let this happen to me? I was in your house. I was learning your doctrine, singing your songs. And when nobody was looking, you turned your back on me and you let your man do this to me. And she's angry. And now the one human that she decided to love, another man that she decided to trust the same entity that let that happen to me? Oh, she's angry. She's gotta be. And so hurt and so scarred inside.
But she does say, like, she respects his beliefs. She doesn't have a problem with other people believing in Christianity.
That's what she says. Now, I don't know if that's
true. But she
true.
doesn't want to go back, and it's probably going to bring stuff up for her.
Oh, it's going to bring stuff
And
up.
I mean, obviously we should use the Bible and Christ to heal our issues and our traumas. But she could... Hopefully she's also in therapy, working through something.
Hopefully she has gone through it, man. I
doing something.
That's a horrible thing. And I'd like to just take the time to sit here and say, always remember, pastor is a gift of the Holy Spirit. It's not an office, okay? You can go to school and get a title to become a pastor, but that doesn't mean you have the gift of the Spirit to be a pastor, okay? If gifts of the Spirit, you could just go to school, I promise you, I would shut this laptop down right now and take my butt right over to prophecy school, right over to the tongues of the Spirit school. I would be in every school of prophet, or every school of the gifts that you could think of, and I promise you, I wouldn't have a day job. That's all I would do, is be going to these schools to get the gifts of the Spirit. For some odd reason, though, the pastoral office has been moved into a place where you can go to school for it. And that's neither here nor there on whether that's right or wrong. But what happens is often we, as Christians, take these pastors who are on stage and we forget that they are humans too. and we look at them and say, oh, well, this is God's chosen person, especially in lines of like Catholicism and even some of the Eastern Orthodox. This is God's chosen man. He is an avenue for God to speak through to us so that we might receive the word. And there's a lot of trust in these guys. And there's a ton of SAs happening in churches. And it's a horrible thing that takes place.
Yeah.
And I think some of this could have been avoided if we kind of take some of that weight. And I feel bad for pastors. Can you imagine? Are you just some dude that loves the Bible and just wants to go up on stage and talk to people about it? You have such a love and a passion for it that you can talk to hundreds of people about it at the same time. And instead of them just looking at you like you're just another dude like they are who doesn't have all the answers, they start to put you on this place where you're something beyond that. And if you're not careful, that type of stuff can get to your head. You know, it's all right. Let's catch up with the chat. Yep, he needs. Forrest says, I'm currently counseling a couple in the same situation. Godly. Well, what have you told him that helps? Have you seen anything that helps with that? Yep, he needs to help her forgive and move past that. He needs to get a job and start working on himself. No sharing to others what's going on in their marriage, and slowly work with her to see if she's willing to slowly work her relationship with God.
I think he needs to find a new
church.
church. This church sounds nuts, though.
Can I just say that Luke just took the gavel and hit it down? He addressed every situation, every problem, and said it correctly. I agree. A new church is a good idea.
Should I go?
Because it's never going to get better. If she goes now, what happens?
They're crazy. If they're all texting her.
Yeah,
and people in the comments are saying, like, just to be clear, it's not originating from your husband. The pastor's the one pressuring him. Like, this sounds like a cult. Not Christians.
Sure.
But this church.
This in particular congregation. Yeah. What if she goes? Let's see. Catherine says he needs to be a model for Christ and needs to find counsel that is confidential. And yet, that's the thing. Sign an NDA, dude. Do something where you can keep this stuff confidential. Christ doesn't need a model. That's what I'm talking about. Christ doesn't need a model. No clue about she came in late to this Reddit story. Let's see how she pieced it together. DJ Paris says no clue about the context on any of this. But when you said something about putting someone on a pedestal, my friends sometimes do that. Like, they ask me about the Bible and it's all respectful, but they treat me as an all-knowing sometimes, which I'm not. And I constantly have to make that clear. Yeah. They just ask the typical question. Dude, and that's easy to do.
That happens
that's
to
easy
me
to do. It's funny, if you know just a couple of little things about it, people will put you in this place like, oh, I can ask him, he knows all this stuff, or
that happened to me at work all the time. They're like, so what does the Bible say about this? And it's like,
they start asking you some hard questions.
But this is also, this part's just my opinion. Like,
yeah, there's some
sometimes
things.
Be like, I don't know. Like, the Bible doesn't say exactly the question that you're asking.
Right,
like,
and
go read it.
Forrest says in the chat, it's okay to say I don't know, and that's a great thing. One thing I do enjoy about the hard questions, though, is that when I first started teaching martial arts, my instructor told me, he said, if you want to get really good at martial arts, you need to start teaching. He said that people will ask you questions about techniques and situations that you yourself have never thought of. And when they ask you these questions, you'll have to start problem solving them. And because it's scenarios that your brain didn't come up with, by default, you're learning more. I love being asked the hard questions about the Bible.
Me too.
I would love, if we had a humongous Twitch channel, oh man, I would take all the questions in the world. Ask me the hardest ones. And I'd be comfortable saying I don't know, because half the time I don't. But at least it allows me to get in a scenario where I can learn. Because I don't think that God's up there trying to keep a bunch of secrets from us, okay? I think there are things that are going to be revealed, you know? Like, if you had $1 kajillion in your bank account, you might not tell your 13-year-old daughter that you have that, because she'll spend it all. But maybe when she turns like 25, 26, and you see she's being responsible with her life, you say, hey, let me reveal this to you, right? I wasn't trying to keep this from you, but you weren't ready to know it yet. I think God does some similar things with us. But I think there's a lot of answers that can be found out there within the Bible and within solid meditation and prayer. Some of the questions are just really hard ones, man. Yeah. Really hard ones. I can't wait for those days to come on here. Oh, I know, man. It's going to be so much fun. Not all pastors are good, but that's the same for all job positions. True, man. There are bad doctors, bad policemen, bad lawyers. The good ones also need to be careful because they're not God, and some people may look at them as if they're the higher power and their religion themselves. Church is a place you go to practice religion, but you also need to practice it at home. not only church, which if you don't want to, you don't need to go. Wow. Forrest tonight has been a precursor to this. I think it is. Oh yeah, I didn't tell you. I'm a teacher's assistant, but I teach a lesson a week. It's been sick to teach. I'm really oh god, teaching is so much fun, isn't it? It's so fun. Do you get that feeling yet? Like it doesn't have to be whatever, but if you have a student who just starts to get it, like you see the light bulb flicker and then it's just boom, they got it. You get that feeling of just goosebumps, like they're getting it, they're growing, you know? It's amazing. Also, I didn't piece the situation together. I don't like having an opinion without knowing. You did a good job. It is my students see me as a superior and I'm their age. Half of them are older than me. That's tricky, isn't it? It's very tricky. And I'll tell you, it was tricky when I first started teaching martial arts. I was 19 and I had students coming in that were like in their 40s and 50s, and I'm sitting here like trying to teach these guys life lessons. It was so hard, bro. It's like, what do you know at 19? You know what I'm saying? Like, you know how to make ramen noodles, and that's about all you know about life, right? And so it's so tricky. But the more you teach, the more you get better at it. And after time, these people ask you questions, and it comes after a while. You've heard a lot of different questions. They repeat, and they begin to respect how much knowledge and authority that you have. I think you said, "Hey, I'm 19. There you go." No, but I get it. It's an experience. Yeah.
What's your final verdict, though? Is she the Ahab?
Oh God, no! They're both the Ahab.
I think she's not at all. Also, because I'm also thinking they got married when she was 22 and he was 29.
Oh, that's true. Yeah, there's something to say about that. No, look, I don't think she's the Ahab, but I wish you would have came in it a little bit softer. If there's one thing that you're not going to do with a Christian, it's insult their personality. That is a horrible idea. Take it from me, the person who went sideways.
Be called a hypocrite.
No, everyone hates that, bro.
Nobody really thinks they're being a hypocrite until it gets pointed out.
Well, you're not going to get anywhere with it. Even if it's true, you're not going to get anywhere. You would have to have the most humble of humans of all time to look at them and be like, "You're a hypocrite," and then them just to return and say, "Yeah, you know what? You're right, man. I was being kind of hypocritical right now." That's such a rarity and such a treasure when you do find somebody like that, but the likelihood is slim to none. So you have to be careful about the way you address these situations, and especially when it comes to marriage, pick your battles, bro. Just pick your battles. Sometimes if you want to address this, address that, and all this other stuff over here, let it go, man. It doesn't matter. It doesn't does it? No, it doesn't matter. So next time I load the dishwasher in a way that you don't like it, just let it go, man. It doesn't matter.
I've been letting it go. I just go fix it. Because there's a way that makes sense and a way that doesn't. And you load the dishwasher in a way that doesn't make any sense.
Oh, okay, whatever.
Like, do you want the dishes to get clean, or do you want, when you open it, to have them all full of water?
I'll take clean.
They're not clean if they've just got water everywhere.
This is such a great time, guys. When you're...
The Tupperware would be flipping over the way he does it.
All right, here
gross.
Oh, that's interesting. Let's see. Let's read some of this. I also like babysit. I don't know how else to put it. During exams, so I'll answer questions and stuff. Make sure no one cheats. There was this one guy my dad's age, like in his 40s. And I was like, this is interesting. Mm-hmm. Yeah, that is kind of tricky, isn't it? He didn't ask anything, and I'm kind of glad all he did was hand me his test. Personally, I would solve their problem with a boxing match. Okay, I don't have a dishwasher. How does it work? My hands are my dishwasher.
Look,
that is
man,
so funny.
I didn't mean to flex.
No, there's a lot of places in the world where they just don't have them or don't use them.
A lot of people don't use them in America.
Of water. Okay.
It is not.
It is a humongous waste of water. And energy. It takes so much energy to run them.
I know a lot of families, actually, with my great aunt, when she was still alive, she had a dishwasher, but we were not allowed to use it. She was like, you can't use it.
As per usual, Forrest and Connor are the same, and me and Tessa are the same. Bro,
Forrest and I have
Dog,
We make sense.
throw them in the dishwasher. Who cares?
Forrest and I are responsible adults.
If they don't make sense with the way they are in the dishwasher, when you come back later, you'll readjust it. I'm not gonna sit here and develop this Shikamaru style Light Yagami plan to get this dishwasher in the most balanced type of stack. I'm not doing it, bro. I'm not doing
You're
it.
so bad at. You know what? We can talk about other things you're bad at.
Forks up or down? I go down, bro, because when I reach in, I'm not trying to get stabbed. Light Yagami, which I'm killing the murder balls. The thing I'm doing is I'm killing Connor's life one day at a time as I load these dishes improperly. No, it isn't a flex. There are dishwashers that exist in Chile,
I mean,
as
I
in they
figured.
sell them, but my family and I don't own one.
I didn't
Dude,
mean it
they
like
take up
that.
so much energy, bro. Your electric bill will be saved
They
so much.
use less water than washing an entire load of dishes by hand.
No, I
Google it.
respectfully
Google
disagree.
it.
Google cannot. Before I go off, it's okay to flex while I'm watching you from my 3 TVs. Hey, 3 TVs.
We're on. Yeah, no.
I don't
we're
know how
poor,
much water
actually.
you're using, ma'am. That's what I'm trying to say. You letting it run the whole time? You know what?
No.
Now that I got back
No,
up, I will do
okay,
this. Let's
hold
get
on.
into this.
You hand washing people, are you dunking? Are you filling the sink up and using the same water?
If I'm on a budget, absolutely that's what I'm doing. The dirtiest pans go
It's
last.
disgusting.
That way you're not cleaning all your other dishes in the dirtiest water possible. So like, let's say you have a dirty glass of water, a glass of milk, whatever, a bowl, whatever.
That's disgusting.
The pot that you cooked like the tacos in or whatever, that's got the most like seasoning that's been caked
I'm
on,
gonna throw
that's the
up.
last thing
That's
that goes in.
disgusting.
He said, do you guys know how to wash dishes? We did 100 dishes in the same water. Yeah, that's exactly
That's
how we
so
did it as
gross.
kids. No, I'm not filling the sink up. Oh, how do you guys do it? That's how we did it when we were kids. I try not to run the water. Usually,
He fills it up. There's a dirty side and a clean side, right?
when I was younger, okay, as a man of culture these days, who is much cleaner and, you know what I'm saying, a little more established, you know what I'm saying? I'll take a dishwasher detergent, I'll put it on my sponge, I'll run some water, and I know that the soap is activated by water, right? So I don't use too much of it, because the less water you use, the more active the soap becomes. And then I just scrub a dub, you know what I mean? Run some water over that thing, wait till it's good, and we're good to go. So I only run the amount of water that's necessary to 1, activate the soap, and 2, rinse off the bubbles.
A standard-sized Energy Star dishwasher uses less than 4 gallons of water per load. Washing dishes by hand can use up to 27 gallons of water per load.
It can use up to 100 gallons if I wanted to. That's a silly comparison. He said, on God. Alright, so I'm kind of autistic with this. There's a whole method. Here we go. So I clean the sponge first. That's pretty smart. I don't know what my brother be doing with it. So after cleaning the sponge, I add the soap. And when I start with the glasses, because they are the cleanest, yes, there's a system to it, right? And I'm going to go ahead and guess for you that the last dish that you wash is the dirtiest of the dishes. That's the last one you do. That's my guess.
Okay, I'm gonna tell you guys something though.
Alright, first you rinse the object you're wanting to wash, then you wash it and put it on the left. Then come in the plates in the order of the less, it kind of starred you out. I'm going to say less cleanest to fattiest, I don't know. But I don't fill the sink. I just do it one by one, then rinse on the left. I'm very similar. Very, very similar. Sometimes I will do that. Sometimes I will rinse as I go instead of making a stack of.
You know what you actually do with dishes?
Go ahead, Connor. Let's tell the world what I do.
You put them in the sink. You put some water in it. Not hot water, not soap, not nothing. Just some cold water that does nothing. And you let it sit there for 5 days until I finally come and clean them.
No, there's a lot
Or-
of truth to that.
Until you need that pan and you're like,
I'll clean it.
I guess I've got to clean it now.
There's a lot of truth to that. There's a lot of truth to that. See, but I don't fill the sink. I just do it one by one, then rinse on the left. I'm really autistic with it. There's more to it. That's hilarious. I love that. I knew someone who would throw away all the what?
Were they just rich?
That's crazy.
They just buy plastic
That's
dishes?
crazy.
Oh, I hope that's not true.
Forrest says we were married to the same people.
Oh my gosh.
Tessa, we love you over here.
But, like, Forrest, you can overpower Tessa. I can't beat Bronson up. You could do something about it.
Forrest, I challenge you to beat up Tessa, and let's see what
No,
happens.
please
Go
don't
ahead.
beat up
Yeah, let's see
Tessa.
what happens.
I
when
love
yeah,
Tessa.
Yeah,
Don't
it's a
do that.
great idea. Also, I did get tested for autism, which is why I used the term. I didn't follow through with the diagnostic because I don't want to have it determined in my future.
No problem. My brother's autistic.
Yeah, it won't bother us. I'm probably a little tiny bit on the spectrum.
No,
if
I
had to
think you're
guess.
ADHD.
I don't know. It is true. Not my problem, though.
I
That's
took one of
hilarious.
those internet tests for autism, like one that you can't. I think it's called the RADS test. And I scored not autistic at all, but Bronson here.
All right. It's been a great stream, guys. Honestly, truly, it has. It's getting kind of late here. We got to get up and go to work tomorrow.
I don't.
Oh, you don't. Congratulations.
I don't.
Unemployed life,
Yeah, it's
baby.
my first day off
Yeah.
of work.
You guys
Don't tell my boss
keep
that.
Connor in your prayers, man, because we will be doing
It's
this
my
home birth
due
thing.
date today.
Yeah, today she was supposed to
and
have the baby. Google said I have schizophrenia. Yeah, I know what that's like, my friend. Paranoia, and I don't think I do. I don't. I mean, there's been mild hallucinations and noises and stuff,
I
but
have auditory
I don't think I'm
sometimes.
schizophrenic. But Google seems to think
Whenever
I
it happens, I'm like, God, is this...
do. Yeah, man.
Oh, no.
It's the paranoia that I'm sure I do have. So that's where that comes from. But anyway, guys, this was a fantastic stream. We had so much fun hanging out with you all tonight.
Yeah,
Luke,
guys
you are
great.
awesome. We really enjoyed you being in here. DJ Para, you have such a great sense of humor. We're so happy. A leaf makes a noise. God, is that you?
That's me.
What I have is the
Oh,
troll
no.
syndrome. I like to troll people, and you're good at it, and you're funny, man.
Yeah.
Forrest, Tessa, thank you so much for hanging out in the chat.
Thank you.
We had a couple other people that were in here earlier, but I think they've already done pieced out. Guys, thanks so much for hanging out with us. God bless you. We hope you have a great rest of your night, and
We'll see you
hopefully
guys-
we'll see you
Oh,
next
wait.
time.
Tune in on Wednesday to see Forrest. Or it's Tuesday.
Oh yes,
They changed their
yes,
day
they
to
changed
Tuesday.
their date.
Tune in tomorrow if you want to see Forrest and Tessa.
Yes,
and
we're a
then
group.
Fridays.
We're like
we
the
do-
Backstreet Boys, but with two girls.
Sure.
Yeah.
Fridays you'll see. We usually start out and then all four of us get on. And
That's a good time.
We play some. Last week we did Bible
Bible
trivia.
trivia.
That was fun.
Yeah,
But we
Bible
have a
trivia
great
was great.
time. Thanks for hanging out.
Yeah. All right, guys. We'll see you later. Have a great night.